Hello and welcome to the RVK Grapevine's newscast. My name is Valur Grettisson and I'm an editor-in-chief at the RVK Grapevine. I'm here at a wonderful cafeteria or restaurant, I guess, downtown Reykjavik. It's called Fjallkonan, or the Mountain Lady. It's a very... Pollý! I have to put her in my... She always wanders around. So that's Pollý for you. We haven't seen each other for a while, but I want to tell you a lot about the stories that have been happening. It's politics, but also a murder, so this has been a rough couple of weeks, I guess. Before we start the course, I want to tell you we have, if you buy a box actually in our online shop, then our manager is so inventive that he wants to send you this with it. This is actually what we have been doing as well as publishing the papers. This is the best of Reykjavik. We have panels of locals that actually go south, find the best restaurants and so on. And this place is definitely somewhere in it, of course, where we are now. It's well worth it, and we put a lot of work into this, so please check it out. But on with the news. We're going to start with the majority in Reykjavik. We told you about this before because, of course, there was elections in May. We have a coalition of many parties often when it comes to these municipal elections. We have 3 parties in Alþingi, and we have around 4 parties in the municipal. Right now, we actually yesterday they are announced the new majority, which is the Social Democrats, the Progressive Party, as well as the Reform Party and the Pirate Party. The Pirate Party is actually in the coalition. And they were also in the coalition the past 4 years, and this is in the city of Reykjavik. We're going to keep our mayor, Dagur B. Eggertsson. We saw him in our podcast probably a few weeks ago, but now we have also but he's going to split it because the Social Democrats didn't do that well actually this time, so they are going to take first 18 months as a mayor, Dagur B, and then the second 2 years that's going to be the Progressive Party. The big news is, well, there are 2 big news here. Dagur B, if he will sit these 18 months, I think he will be the most successful mayor in the history of Iceland. There are no mayors in Iceland that have ever been mayors for as long as he has. So it's definitely interesting. Also, when Einar, the leader of the Progressive Party in Reykjavik, his name is Einar Thorsteinsson, and he's very representable kind of a guy. He's a man from the media and so on, and he is actually going to be. Yes, hi. Can I have one Einstök, perhaps? Or?
Yeah. Right there or pale?
Yeah, that's the hard question, right? Pale, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, then I'm good. Perhaps water. Do you have water for her? Thank you. So, Einar is going to be the first mayor in the history of the Progressive Party. We have never had a mayor in the Progressive Party, and there's a good reason for it. It's a small party, and they are perhaps, as I often said before, more of a country party, and not the party that the people of Reykjavik we would often go for, but they went for him now, and people are trying to say that one of the explanations is that the party is very much in the middle. They do not like conflicts and such. So they're like a peaceful party, and this is something that people really like right now. So, I mean, let's see how it goes, of course. When it comes to, of course, if you live in Reykjavik also, this could be good news. Because first of all, what they want, the Progressive Party as well as the majority, they want to give all kids in Reykjavik free bus rides, there will be no charge for them to go to the buses. And I'm guessing from 0 up to 18, and your child until you're 18 years old. Also, if you want to go to the swimming pool, it would also be free of charge. This hasn't been gone through anything. They just announced this yesterday. So we're not sure. I mean, you know, politicians, they don't always hold their words, not do they? But it's going to be interesting to see if they do, because, I mean, it's going to be really nice for parents in Reykjavik, and often, of course, for immigrants, because they use the bus systems much more than I do, for example, a middle-aged man in the position of power, if you will. But not only that, we have also stipulants for children. For example, if you want to go and to a soccer practice, it costs money. But the city actually gives families up to tens of thousands of Icelandic krona to actually pay for this. And they want to have this even higher now. So this means that your child, if you're living in Reykjavik, could actually go into whatever sports they want to go to, and the city could actually pay for it through this stipulant system, which would be absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. So, I mean, they want to go for a child-friendly city. And I love that concept because, well, I love children, and I love, I mean, just more things for my children to do and so on. So this is a pretty good, tack. Ja, vad är det? No? Well, so it's gonna be interesting to see what comes out of this, of course. But, I mean, I don't know. So, also, yes. And then into something more grisly kind of stuff. Last weekend, the police was called to a home in the east of Reykjavik. We're now in downtown Reykjavik, and this is the west side of the town. East is basically behind me, exactly all the backdrops, that's to the east. The closer you get to Asian, the closer you are in the east. Já, frábært. Takk hérlega. Well, it's a nice day at the office at least. So this murder, the police came there and they found out that there was a man born 1975, and he had been killed, and it was pretty evident that he had been beaten to death. The man that was arrested afterwards is around in his early 20s, and this man has been, well, they say in the news that he has been kind of terrorizing the neighborhood that he is in. He has been cruel to dogs, for example. There was an incident about that he was torturing dogs, and more things like this. There seems to have been some kind of a dispute between him and this man, which resulted that him beating the other man, the older man, to death. So here's the thing. There are two elements in this that the police as well. That's the what's happening here? I don't know if you're picking this up in the mics, but there's a lot of noise around me. There are two things that we need to keep an eye on here. First of all, the police was actually called out because of this guy only a night before, because of dispute between him and another neighbor, not the same neighbor that was killed actually, but another neighbor. And the police was, well, they were criticized, like, why didn't you do something then? But they said in their defense that nobody pressed charges. There was nothing that's there was nothing that seems out of the ordinary except for like this odd dispute between this man and his neighbors. That might be, but this is still being investigated. But also, this man seems to have a severe condition. Like he seems to be not mentally stable. I mean, obviously, when you kill someone, that's most often the reason, because you're not quite stable there. But the man actually he's now undergoing like how would you call that? There are doctors talking to him and trying to evaluate his state of mind to see if he was responsible for his own behaviors and so on. This also comes in a pretty bad time in the politics, because the hospitals are not doing good, and when it comes to mental care health, we're not doing too good there either, because, well, we don't have a lot of resources, and this man, if it's true that he was mentally unstable, could be another example of unstable people doing serious crimes because they were not getting the help they needed from the government. But it's too early to say so, but this murder seems to have been very, very nasty. It was very, like, is a little bit unorthodox because Icelanders, I mean, murders in Iceland are more or less always when people are drunk, late in the night, or, I mean, domestic violence like passion crimes, which is a horrible word actually for that. So let's see how that goes. But this is on the early stages. The police is trying, like, they're not giving much information about this right now, but it's going to be interesting to see how this will go. Also keep in mind, like, that we have the statistic for murders in Iceland is actually 1.6 per every year. We have like approximately 1 murder per year. They cannot go up to 2, even 3. If there are 3 murders in 1 year, that's a lot. So it's gonna. So this is. We have 1 murder now. It's gonna be interesting to see. I think there was no murders last year, but the year before, of course, we had this very grisly murder where a man executed another man in front of his home. And I've told you, of course, about this many times. Now, the third thing I want to get into this newscast is interesting. I know it's a minefield also, and perhaps I shouldn't go way too deep into it, but I want to give you the Icelandic perception when it comes to this. I know in the US, all of the media has been very occupied with this case about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And the thing is, we've been, of course, watching this, of course, also in the Icelandic media. There is no way escaping this at all. And we have seen that this is one more case that the American public is very divided on. I just want to tell you a little bit about the defamation laws in Iceland and how they work. And because we actually have a very similar situation that came up in Iceland not that long time ago. So, I don't have a take on this Depp versus Heard thing. My gut instinct is that I think that this was the wrong verdict. But just to explain a little bit what the Icelandic case was about. And there was a young woman living in the north of Iceland, and she actually went on to Snapchat, and she was claiming that a man sexually assaulted her, raped her. And not only that, she said that this man had attacked many other girls. Now, she named this man. She told everybody the name of this man that attacked her. And somehow this man got a screenshot of these accusations, and he was, of course, not happy about this. And he went into this defamation case against her. First of all, she also pressed charge against him. It was in 2018 because of this rape, but there was not the case didn't go to the courts because the prosecutor said there are not enough evidence to go as far as that. And keep in mind, when the prosecutor in Iceland, he only goes forward with cases if he has like 90% of chances of convicting the one that is actually they're going after. They have very strong rules about it, very strict rules actually. And this was not one of these cases. So this man, in the eye of the law, was completely innocent, but the woman that accused him, she said he did what he did. Now, this case went for the court, and the judge actually acquitted the woman when it came to defamation because of a very interesting element. First of all, she said that the attacker should not have the power to suppress their possible victims, even if it was true or not, meaning that you cannot use this defamation case to oppress whoever wanted to tell their stories, and especially in environment like the hashtag #MeToo movement and so on. And therefore, he acquitted her about this. But he actually said, she was wrong saying that he raped these other women because there is nothing that can back that up. But because she is a survivor, she is allowed to say what she went through in any way she wants to. It doesn't really matter. So, and this is where we come to this Amber Heard Johnny Depp case, because it's interesting actually when you think about it, because she didn't never name this name, first of all. She was expressing her experience when it comes to domestic violence and so on. And it's exactly in the, to the core, the same case as we had in Iceland. So if this case would be held in Iceland, this Amber Heard would always have won. Then again, I know that the defamation cases in the US, they are a little bit more complicated than the Icelandic ones. We approach this in a much simpler way, but we are nonetheless very aggressive, the Icelanders, when it comes to these defamation cases. Also, there was a newer case even. If you see our newest cover, we have a billionaire actually on the cover. I think it's the first one, by the way. He's also the first one that is handicapped and is on the disabled, sorry, which is on the cover of our magazine, which is Haraldur Þorleifsson. He is the creator of a style. I don't even know exactly what it is, but he created this software which Twitter bought, and he's working for Twitter and sold him his software, and he's really rich today, and he is using his wealth to empower powerless people. It's an incredibly interesting article. You should actually read it. And he is doing this in a very interesting way. He was funding this another defamation case. He said, like, all of these guys that are suing survivors or people in the Me Too movement, he said, like, I will pay for the legal cost when they sue you. So I will get you back, basically. So one of these cases went to court, where this man, I mean, it was not a nice thing that he said, that's for sure. And in any other environment, he would have been convicted for defamation. I'm not so sure if convicted is the right word, but you know where I'm going, I guess. The thing is that he changed a lot, actually, because he won that case, because the judge said, and this was in some ways built on this case in the north about this girl that was gifted. He said you have to have more, like the Me Too movement, give you more freedom to express your anger or whatever. It doesn't really matter how accurate it is, because it's your experience and so on, and you are also you do this in good faith if you believe the people that say that they have been attacked. So he was not sentenced for that, and Haraldur actually won that case, paying the legal fees, but not anything else. So that was good, actually. So it's interesting when you think about it, that the Icelandic court cases, the Icelandic courts, they are going toward the thought that survivors should have more freedom to actually express their opinions or express their experience when it comes to violence than, for example, in the US. And that's what scares me a little bit when I saw this verdict. It was, of course, that this was it's going in a very different direction than it is going on in Iceland. But I hope this was clear enough. But it's an incredibly interesting case from like a legal perspective, and so I'm a bit of a legal nerd, of course, after being writing about legal cases for the media in Iceland for so many years. So it has like a lot of interesting nuance. And completely beside who we are talking about, this Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. I mean, they don't really matter in this element, except for the pop culture, this like dividedness. That's probably what they're the best for. I mean, there's people who want to be Johnny Depp or Amber Heard kind of in teams, but it's not a good way to go around it or about it. So I'm going to finish this beer and perhaps have something to eat. Thanks for watching, of course. And if you want to visit the place, then this is Fjallkonan, or the Mountain Lady. Very like the Mountain Lady is a very important figure for Icelandic culture. She is the guardian of Iceland, and she is like often seen on the mountains of Iceland, in the highlands, and she always has a sword and in a traditional clothes. She's a badass, basically. So. And please remember, of course, buy a box in our shop, and you will get this here. And then you can know around, like if you come into Iceland, this is actually a brilliant guide to have to if you want to know where to go and where not to go again. But so it goes. So thanks for watching. Until next time, and of course comment, like, and everything like that. And please be polite. I know, I mean, people are, I mean, really nasty about this Amber Heard case and so on. But my stand is that she is in the right here. So I mean, please blast that, but be polite about it.